Hello, Teague Tigers. This is Mrs. Ferguson coming to you with your grammar lesson for the week. So, we've been talking about subjects and predicates. And just a quick reminder, the subject of a sentence is the who or the what in a sentence. And the predicate is the action in a sentence. And here's the example we've been using for the past 2 weeks. The tiny dog is the subject, the who or the what the sentence is about. Ate his treats is the predicate, the action, what the subject does. So last week we focused on the subject alone. So this week we'll be focusing on the predicate, the action in the sentence. So we'll be discussing compound predicate. A compound predicate is two or more verbs used with a single subject. Here's an example. The sun shone down on the frozen pond and melted all the ice. Your subject is the sun, the who or the what the sentence is about. The predicate is the action. We have a compound predicate, two actions, shown and melted. So let's look down at the rest of our examples here. It says to underline the compound predicate in each sentence, and number 1 is done for us. The little red hen, right? That's the subject, the who or the what the sentence is about, sat for days on her eggs and finally hatched 5 chicks. So we underline or circle or write off to the side, sat and hatched. Number 2 says, my beagle dug a hole in the flower bed and buried her bone. So we know the subject is my beagle. What did the beagle do? It dug a hole. Dug is the action verb in the flower bed. And, right, there's our signal word to show the compound. What's coming next? It buried her bone. So we underline or circle or write off to the side for our assignment. The compound subjects here would be dug and buried. Number 3, I studied all night for my math test and slept through the exam. So the subject is I. That's who the sentence is about. What did I do? Studied all night for my math test. So studied would be my first action verb. And, okay, tells me what's coming next. Slept through the exam. The action is slept. So I would write off to the side here for my homework assignment, studied, slept. Number 4 says, Mom searched through her cookbook and found a recipe for plum pudding. So this is about Mom. That's our subject. What did Mom do? Well, first she searched through her cookbook. So searched is my first predicate, and found a recipe for plum pudding. So I would write out searched and found. Number 5, our scout leader tripped over a tree root and fell on the ground. So the subject, our scout leader, is what the sentence is about, but we're looking for our compound predicates. What did the scout leader do? Well, first he tripped over a tree root. So I would write down tripped. And here's my signal word to tell me the compound predicate, the second thing he did. Fell on the ground. So I would write out fell, tripped and fell. Number 6. We sat together on the grassy hillside and waited for the fireworks to start. So we is our subject. We tells, what did we do? Sat together on the grassy hillside. So sat is my first compound predicate. Here's my key word, and what else did we do? Waited for the fireworks to start. So waited is our second action verb. I would be writing down sat and waited. So this will be very similar to your homework assignment. So we'll look at that quickly. Compound predicate worksheet, part 1. Here's your reminders up here. When a sentence has 2 or more predicates, it's called a compound predicate. The compound predicate tells us 2 or more things about the same subject and contains more than one verb. Compound predicates are joined by words such as and, or but. Here's our example. Heidi lives in California and speaks Spanish. So our compound predicate lives in California and speaks Spanish, right? Our 2 action words, lives and speaks. So when you get to your assignment, right, you have 10 sentences that you're going to be underlining, circling, or writing out in your space provided in your assignment the compound predicates. Make sure you go back and look at my video as many times as you need to, looking at examples, and complete your assignment for the week.